ẹ̀wọ̀n onílé lóko. Ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Hey guys, it's Aderonke again. Today I'd like to talk about an aspect of the Yoruba culture that I honestly doubt if I've ever spoken about, and I should have. And I tried to put that into consideration. I think learning the Yoruba culture is just as important, if not more important, than learning the Yoruba language. When you learn the Yoruba language and you think, oh, I'm really versed in the language, I'm now a connoisseur of everything that is Yoruba related, of course that is really wrong. It could be gestures, it could be phrases that have to be used, it could be something. They are far more important than just knowing what a spoon is in Yoruba, or what a toilet seat is called, or what a plate is. Now, what I want to talk about is saying proverbs to elders. If you are going to reference a proverb to an elder, let's say that let me think of one of the proverbs that I've addressed already so that I don't throw anybody off. Let's say the 8th proverb that I treated. If you want to quickly find any of my videos on proverbs, I have playlists that you can reference. So, and I try to number proverbs so that if I have to refer someone to a particular one, I'll just tell them the number. So let's say the 8th proverb that I addressed, Àparò kan ò ga jù kan lọ. I want to say that to an elder. Let's say we're discussing. I'm not being rude to them, mind you. You should never be rude to an elder. I'm just trying to, maybe we're talking about someone else, or we're just talking about equality in general, as far as class is concerned. And I want to say that proverb because it's succinct. Everything that I want to say is pretty much contained in that proverb. I will say Eyin agba náà lẹ máa ń sọ wípé. So let me backtrack a little bit. There are certain statements that you have to make first that are clauses, that are respect clauses. There's a particular one that you can say before you say the proverb, and there's another one that you can say after you said the proverb. So there's one that you say before the proverb is said, and there's another one that you can say, and if you don't say it before, there's another one that you can say after. So you're not disrespecting the elder by saying the proverb, but you don't just say it like that. You're referencing that the person, you're sort of bowing to the fact that the person you're talking to is an elder. If anything, it should be the other way around. They should be the one teaching you. They should be the ones citing proverbs to you. It's not that the Yoruba people don't consider children or the youth as custodians of wisdom themselves, because again, these are the people that will become a generation of elders at some point. So it's not that the Yoruba people don't recognize the wisdom that the young could have. There are like several proverbs that reference the wisdom of the young. Like I can even cite 3 off the top of my head right now. There is Ọmọdé gbọ́n àgbà gbọ́n, la fi dá ilé Ifẹ̀. There is Ọwọ́ ọmọdé ò tó pẹpẹ, tàgbàlagbà wá kèrègbè. There is Ajá ìwòyí ló mọ ehoro ìwòyí lé. I'm going to talk about those 3 in the near future, in separate videos. I don't want to put too much in this one. So the essence of what I'm saying really is that the Yoruba culture finds a way to balance itself out. So of course, the wisdom of children, very, very, very valuable. However, we respect elders in the way that is quite beautiful. Whenever we cite proverbs, we reference that they are in fact the source of wisdom. They are in fact our source of wisdom. So it's sort of, like I said earlier, these statements are just clauses that you put before, after saying a proverb to say, thank you for the wisdom that we get from you elders. It is this thing that I know is a source of wisdom from you elders. Proverbs come from you people that have been on earth before us. You don't just you're not just born today and then you you start to know proverbs, right? You have to learn from a set of people who already incarnated in this lifetime before you. This doesn't necessarily mean that they've had they've had more lifetimes than you have in a broader spiritual sense, or that they are on soul level wiser than you. However, there's a reason why you've come after them in this incarnation. They are here to guide you and help you settle in and help you adjust from spirit being 100% spirit being to like a spirit being that has to exist on the earth plane for whatever number of years that you have planned, again on soul level. So it is just something we say to pay homage to our elders. I hope you get it now. It's just something we say to say, I respect you elders. It is you elders that give us this wisdom. It is from you elders that we learn that this and that is true. That whatever proverb you have in mind that you want to say is in fact a proverb, is in fact, something to learn from. So now that I have given you the rationale behind saying these statements, I would now give you what those statements are and then provide word for word transliterations of them, so that the next time you are going to say a proverb, refer to a proverb in the presence of an elder, or most especially to an elder, you will know what to say before, after saying the proverb. Now, in a broader sense, is it disrespectful if you say a proverb without saying that? If you say a proverb to an elder, reference a proverb to an elder without saying these statements, it depends on the elder, right? But it just further shows, in essence, it's not really disrespectful, but this is again the difference between being cultural and just knowing the language. It further shows that you are in fact, cultured in the Yorùbá sense. Let's start with the statement or the intro, so to speak, that you say before you say the proverb to an elder, before you say any proverb to an elder, especially when you're speaking Yorùbá and you're addressing a Yorùbá proverb. Eyin agba náà lè máa ń sọ wípé. Eyin agba náà lè máa ń sọ wípé. I'm going to give you a word for word transliteration. If you don't want to say that and you want to say a shorter version, which would pretty much be the same thing as far as context is concerned, and usage is Eyin agba máa ń sọ pé. So you don't have to say Eyin agba náà lè máa ń sọ wípé. You could simply say Eyin agba máa ń sọ pé. What the word for word transliteration is, I will discuss. Let's do the word for word transliteration of the first one. Eyin agba náà lè máa ń sọ wípé, the longer version. Eyin is you. If you've seen my video on pronouns, by now you would know that the Yoruba language doesn't really barely puts emphasis on gender-based pronouns. The Yoruba people are a step forward in that respect. Our language is not gender-based or gender-controlled. We don't have he or she. I think the French have il, elle, and there are several languages like that have, pronouns that are restricted for females and the ones that are for male. To the Yoruba people, that's not, we don't roll that way. Our language is not gender-based. However, we put a lot more emphasis, if not all the emphasis, on respect. So, where you're supposed to say to an elder, you're not supposed to say o. O is what you say when you're talking to someone that is your age mate. That's just an example. My point is, with the language, with the proper, speaking of the language, you have to be cautious about, respect. That's the only thing that we have. We don't focus so much on gender, you're male, female, he for you, she for me. It is more, this person is an elder, or I'm talking to two or more persons, whether they are two young children that are younger than me, whether they are two people that are my age mate, whether one is younger, one is older, doesn't matter. As long as there are two people or more, as long as there is one elder or there is two persons or more, the way that I will speak would be different. It's that versus when I'm talking to my age mate, one person that is my age mate or one person that is younger than me. So our focus is much more on, respect. Eyin is the plural version. By plural, I mean the one that you would use when you are talking to someone that is older than you, or when you're talking to two or more persons of any age. The different version would be iwo, and that is the one that I would begin a sentence with. This kind of sentence when I'm talking to someone that is my age mate or someone that is younger than me. That would be iwo. In this case, it is eyin. And how would I know that it is eyin? It's because of the word that comes right after it. I'm talking about elders generally in this one. Or I'm referring to elders. So it would be eyin, not iwo. They're not my mates. So eyin is you. In essence, eyin is you. Agba is a shortened version of agbalagba. Agbalagba. Agba is elder. In the collective sense, that's elders. Agbalagba. Shortened form is agba. The next word, no. I've talked about this. Luckily, I made a video like months ago and I talked about no as a word and the different contexts that it would be used in and the different reasons why it could be used. In this case, no is appearing to be, again, I'll link that one somewhere to this video. Yay. In this context, no is for emphasis. No is for emphasis. No is for, it doesn't really serve any major purpose here apart from for emphasis. And I talked about that extensively in the video that I made. It's just emphasizing, you elders. It's just what has been said previously. No, the no there is just emphasizing it. Le is not a Yoruba word in and of itself. It's a combination of two. It's a Yoruba word in and of itself. What am I talking about? But it's a combination of two words that make that one word up. So yes, it is a word in and of itself. I talked about this too in a different video on word conjunctions, in which I addressed the Yoruba people's system of taking two different words, combining them and making a different word out of it. Making it, something else out of it by combining those two. We like to, especially with the way that we talk, we don't always spell out like each word. We sometimes combine words. We oftentimes combine two words, or even in several cases 3 words when we're talking, and of course it reflects in our written language. Le is a combination of 2 words. Ni, e. Ni can be is and it can be are. In this context, it would be are, because we're talking about elders in general. It's not just that specific elder that is like a custodian of everything that is Yoruba related, or it's not that specific elder is the one that came up with the proverb. Elders in general, of which the person you're talking to is one, are the ones that give us wisdom. So it would be are in this case, not is, since you're not talking about one person. So are when you're transliterating, and then e is you. If you were talking to someone that is your age mate or younger than you, it would be o. In this case, it is e. It's plural. So it means you, and it could be the ones. You. It could be the one, it could be the ones. Ma is do, or often in this case, because comes right after. When is introduced in a sentence, you know that there is either a present tense form to the statement that is being made, or there is a present continuous tense to it. So if you include in the sentence, the person that you're talking to will know that it's a present continuous statement, or like a present tense. something that is currently happening. Something that is currently happening, or something that happens. In this case, it is something that happens. Because it is not right there and then that you're talking, that the elders are coming up with proverbs. It's something that they constantly come up with. It's something that you come up with when you grow older. You would learn something new and you will pass it on. You expect it to pass it on. Man, if wasn't right after ma, it would be will. If I say mo ma lo, I'm saying I will go. Mo ma lo, I will go. Lo is go. If I say mo ma lo, if I say mo ma lo, I'm saying I do go. I do go. Mo ma lo. If I say mo ma lo, I will go. If I say mo ma there changes stuff. Lo, I do go or I go. So that this is where would come in. And then so is say. So is say. In this context. In a different context, and I'm going to start addressing it very soon. Yoruba words, there are like several Yoruba words that would have not just one meaning, not even just three, not just 1, 4. And I'm talking about the same word, the same pronunciation, the same spelling. So you always identify them by sort of assessing the context. So here is say. And if a different statement, if someone says so okuta, so there would be throw. So okuta, okuta is stone. So there would be throw. I would know that the person is not saying say stone. I would immediately know that they are saying throw stone. Wikpe is that in this context. Well, in almost all contexts. Wikpe is that. Now, let me talk about this a bit. In this context, it would connote that. However, we could be say too. We could be say as well. We could be say when it's a word that is standing on its own, not just in wikpe. Then we could be say. Wikpe is sort of like another kind of say that, but the say here is sort of like, I don't know, silent. It's not, you don't put much importance to it. So as a word itself, it would be that. You don't have to say wikpe, you can just say pe. Pe is that. Eyin agba náà lẹ máa ń sọ pé. Eyin àgbàlagbà náà lẹ máa ń sọ pé. Or you could say eyin àgbà lẹ máa ń sọ wípé. Eyin àgbàlagbà náà lẹ máa ń sọ wípé. These work. They're still the same thing. Now, before I tell you the transliteration for this, I'll talk about the shorter version that you can use. Eyin àgbà máa ń sọ wípé. Eyin àgbà máa ń sọ wípé. It's a shorter version and it still makes sense. Eyin, like I said, is you. Agba is elder or elders in the collective. Man, often or do. So is say. Wípé is that. So, eyin àgbà máa ń sọ wípé. You could say eyin àgbà náà lẹ máa ń sọ wípé, and you could say eyin àgbà máa ń sọ wípé. The transliteration of the longer version, would be, you elders are the ones that say that. Eyin àgbà náà lẹ máa ń sọ wípé. You elders are the ones that say that. You're putting are the ones because no there is serving as an emphasis. It's being used for emphasis. You elders are the ones, and it is you. You elders are the ones that often say that. Then you cite the proverb. Let's say it's even a saying, like, or an adage like iwalewa, and that is going to come up very soon. That would be the next video that I'll post. Or you could say eyin àgbà máa ń sọ wípé. You elders do say that. Or you could say you elders say that. You don't have to put the do if you don't want to when you're transliterating. You elders say that. As a sign of respect to the elders, although this one isn't, as important when you're not really talking face to face or iPhone to iPhone, whatever, with an elder. But it's just another way of showing respect, paying homage to elders when you're referencing a proverb, especially one that that this is so deep. There was literally no way I would have remembered that off the top of my head by coming to earth. I would have had to be taught this to know it. Whatever the case may be, you just want to pay homage to elders, right? You say, Awon agba ma sọ wípé. Then you say the proverb. Awon agba ma sọ wípé. Awon agba ma sọ wípé. You may be talking to someone that is your age mate, maybe your friend, and you want to mention the proverb, but you also want to pay homage to the elders. You say, Awon agba ma sọ wípé. Awon is it's sort of like they, the plural they. Well, anyway, they in and of itself is plural. What am I talking about? They is plural. So, Awon, they, or in this case, when it's beginning a sentence, it would be the. So, the. Awon, the, agba. Elders, man, so, do say or often say, wípé, that. So, the transliteration again is, the elders do say that. The others often say that, this and that and that and that. And then you mention the proverb. It's just you and your friend talking, literally, yes. It's not that there's an elder in front of you. But you want to pay homage to this thing that we've learned from the elders. We Yorùbá people, even with spirituality, you would come to know how important it is, to respect. I feel like if our spirituality, there's sort of this glitz and glamour and show off your hilekefa, there's sort of this thing to, even with the way that Oshu is portrayed too. I feel like, this half-naked woman, robust breasts, there's sort of this Hollywood type feel to it, this, pop culture type thing to it. But you will come to know that the first lesson that you would learn is humility, because you will be broken down for sure. If you just come and with that purpose, I've come to learn everything and take what is mine, as far as history and the ancestors is concerned, soon as you get to where the elders are, you would learn to make the right gestures. You would learn to bow. Ajuba. So, ajuba gba, ajuba this, ajuba that, ajuba baba kini, ajuba ya ton, ajige, awon ya mi tibi, awon baba mi ton. So, there's different people to honor. So, the first lesson you would learn is humility, and it can be really hard for someone that, again, wasn't brought up that way. Like, why do I have to bow to this person? Why do I have to bow to a day Google? Why do I have to bowing it for you? Why do I have to why do I have to bow here and bow there? But it's respect is so important. Paying homage to elders is so important. Let's move right on to the one that you say after you said the proverb. Oh, you cited the proverb and you were speaking to an elder. You're speaking to an elder and you say a proverb, and you didn't say Eyin agba ma sọ wípé before. You would say tó tún ṣe bí òwe níwájú yín. Tó tún ṣe bí òwe níwájú yín. Or you could say tó tún ṣe bí òwe níwájú ẹ̀yin àgbà. Tó tún ṣe bí òwe níwájú ẹ̀yin àgbà. So let's address the first one of the two statements. Tó tún ṣe bí òwe níwájú yín. Tó tún ṣe bí òwe níwájú yín. Tó is that. Tó is that. It's a combination of two words. T-O. T is that. O is like it. What you're referencing. It can be he, it can be she, and it can be it. In this case, it would be it, because the it there would be referencing the proverb that you have just said. So O, it. T is that. O is it. So to, when you combine both words and in combination, that would be that. Tu is also. Tu is also. Tu is also. You may or may not include it in the statement. Tu is also. You may or may not include it in the statement. She is appear to be or looks. She is appears to be or looks based on this context. But she can be appear to be, can be look. Not look as in see, but like appeared in the appear to be context. Be is like. Be is like. Owe is proverb. Owe is proverb. Niwaju. Niwaju is a combination of two words. Again, ni is in. Ni is in. Iwaju is front. Or it could be front of, depending on the context. Niwaju is a combination of two words. Ni, iwaju, in front of, or you combine both words, before. In front of or before. Yi is you. Yi is you. In the plural sense. I encourage you to see my video on pronouns. It would make more sense. Pronouns would make more sense to you. So when you combine these, what is the transliteration that you get, or transliteration / translation, that also appears to be a proverb before you? So you've said the proverb, then you say totu shebio. You wait for a second. You've said the proverb. You've paused. You don't want this part to seem like a part of the proverb, of course. You pause, right? You say the proverb, you pause, and then you face the elder. You may make a gesture like you were kneeling down. You don't have to kneel down all the way. I'm talking about 2019 relations now. It doesn't have to be 2 knees on the floor. Just when you're greeting them initially, yeah, of course. But just by referencing the proverb, you don't have to say the proverb on your knees. No, you can just make that genuflection. And if you're a male, that would be if you're a female, the genuflection. And if you're a male, you may prostrate like halfway. I've talked about this too. I've made video on Yorùbá postures. I've talked about this. So you can watch the video on the different postures. I talk about each one extensively, different Yorùbá postures, or yeah. Well, did I say postures? But I think I said body positions. So anyway, that appears to be a proverb before you, or that also appears to be a proverb before you. This thing that I've said also appears to be a proverb before you. I salute your knowledge. I'm not teaching you. If anything, I'm referencing this thing that you've passed on to us, the younger ones. And it doesn't mean this one elder is like the person who taught you proverbs, or like me. You're just talking about elders in general, and you're using that person as like an embodiment of elders in general. So that also appears to be a proverb before you. This thing that I've said appears to be a proverb before you. I don't know. Don't say, well, why? That doesn't make sense in English. Like, yes, so it appears to be a proverb before them. So that's why I said, it's a different culture in and of itself. Don't try to judge the way things are done by English standards. It is not a proverb before you. I'm not telling you a proverb. But this thing I've said appears to be a proverb before you. It appears to be something that you've passed on to us. And it doesn't mean that person has passed on to you. It's like something that the elders as a collective have passed on to us. Totu shebiowe, this thing that I've said also appears to be a proverb. Or you could say to shebiowe, this thing that I've said appears to be a proverb. I'm not telling you. I'm literally quoting you elders. You could also say totu shebiowe niwaju eyin agba, and it's very similar to what I've said earlier. Only like 1 or 2 words different. Totu shebiowe niwaju eyin agba. To is that. Tu is also, it doesn't have to be included. You can include it if you want. She appears to be or looks. Be like owe proverb. Niwaju before. Eyin you agba elders. Totu shebiowe niwaju eyin agba. That also appears to be a proverb before you elders. So I've said the proverb and I say, let me think of one. Don't let me use that one. That one is let's say I've said the proverb. Kokoro tó ń jẹ̀fọ́ ìdí ẹ̀fọ́ ló wà. I didn't start the sentence first by saying Eyin agba náà lè máa sọ wípé kòkòrò tó ń jẹ̀fọ́ ìdí ẹ̀fọ́ ló wà. I've said the proverb. I'm talking to an elder. This is someone that is older than me. Usually this would be an adult though. It won't necessarily be, oh, I'm 17 and the person I'm talking to is like 19 and I'm saying like that. Of course they are a youth, they are not an elder. At least wait till they are like 45, 50 going forward or something. Like it has to be someone that is either physically an elder, or someone that is spiritually an elder. And you have to, they could be 25 for all you know, but if you are if they are in their spiritual regalia, or they are in like a spiritual form, and you're having a conversation with them, or they're having a conversation with you, and you're saying, it is you elders that say we should do it this way. You would sort of say Eyin agba. It doesn't necessarily, and you come to know that. Okay, again, just because I'm teaching you the culture, let me say this: you will come to know that an elder doesn't necessarily have to be someone who is an elder. There could be 10-year-old elders, spiritually speaking, and this is because it's either these persons are really they've had they've had so many lifetimes, like way too, it's wrong to say way too many, but like they've been everywhere. They've been black, they've been white, they've been Chinese, they've been poor, they've been rich, they've been a musician, they've been a lawyer, they've been a warrior, they've done everything. And so in the spiritual sense, when they come back, it becomes a bit more obvious that there are many lifetimes, and their wisdom becomes a bit more obvious. It actually shows the past lives. You can literally see it in the way that they behave, that, trust me, this person has been here before. You don't have to say to every child that you feel is white. You don't have to say, Eyin agba. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying within a spiritual setting, not everybody is really your age mate, and it doesn't necessarily even have to be lifetimes wise. It could be spiritual position wise. These people may be spirits that were either spirit guides, before they reincarnated, and as soon as they are initiated into like a spiritual group or something, it very quickly shows that this one is not regular. But like this one is like, this person is really old. This person is an elder. This person has a huge position on soul group level. There's respect in the spirit realm too, which may or may not be believable to you, but there is respect. Fine, when you get to heaven, everybody, but there is respect, and the respect is accorded based on now I'm teaching spirituality, but the respect is accorded based on what you were able to achieve. Of course, when you get to heaven, I don't believe that there's a hell or whatever. That is just to scare you, or like to put you in check, religion wise or whatever. But I do believe that you give account to your soul group. They assess what you've done. You make a plan. Well, were you able to do it? Usually, though, you would be able to do that, and then you would learn certain lessons. But anyway, on soul group level, there are ranks. Oh, this person has had like 5,000 lifetimes. Well, I don't think that's that's possible actually. This person has had like 5,000. They keep coming. So they have more rank than this baby soul that is a member of the group that is so scared to go on his first incarnation. It's like, I don't want to go to Earth. I don't want to do that. So there's respect. There are like mother figures, and there are father figures, and there are, as is above, so below. But my point is, So always be conscious of the fact that a person doesn't have to be a person doesn't have to physically show old age to be considered old. Okay, I would address it in a separate video. Or maybe when you try to learn more about spirituality, especially if as spirituality, you come to know this by yourself. But that when you said that proverb, when you said what you have to say, you're saying, what I've said also appears to be a proverb before you elders. Before you elders, before you. So what? I'm not claiming any sort of wisdom whatsoever. I'm not teaching you this. You taught us this. It's from you that we gain this earthly knowledge that we know. We literally just come to this earth plane crying. This is all I have to say. So the next time that you're going to say a proverb before an elder, you know what to say before. And if you forget to say the before version, you know what to say after. We're really getting into culture now, not just language. You're learning language, alongside, but you're learning the culture too. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Please share my video, leave comments, especially ask questions if you have any, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. It encourages me so much to continue, especially because I don't like, I'll confess, once in a while, like, I see channels that pop up after mine that are not necessarily Yoruba channels, and I feel like, oh, but my channel isn't growing at all. I don't think people really care about what I do. Like, I'm so boring or something. But when I see people like leave comments and say, look, don't, if you're not helping anybody, at least I'm gaining something from what you're doing, then it encourages me. I don't have to worry about someone who got like 50,000 after 2 weeks. It's none of my business. This is human nature, right? Like, you have to sometimes return back to the basics that you are a soul, and this is just, don't tie anything to your chest. Nothing is as important at the end of the day as the bigger picture. Okay, and continue to support my channel in whatever ways that you feel led to, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day and goodbye.